Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Today's webinar will cover modernizing of B2B and EDI Solutions. Today's conference will be recorded, and all phone lines will be muted, and questions will be taken at the end. Please send your requests, questions, or comments via chat. My name is Jacqueline Craig. I'm the National Business Development Manager with Pregma Edge. Pregma Edge is a systems integrator, IBM Premier Partner, and one of the 100th promising solution provider with IBM. We specialize in delivering advanced B2B and MFT solutions that can bring business innovation and business agility. Pregma Edge works with small, mid, and large companies to modernize B2B and MFT solutions. Today we have speaker Wade Avila, who is the lead architect from Pregma Edge. Wade has 12 years of experience delivering B2B and MFT solutions for clients domestic and international. He has successfully completed over 70 implementation architecting B2B and MFT solutions. At this time, I would like to turn it over to our speaker, Wade Avila.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline, and very good morning, everyone. I'm really delighted that we were able to talk this morning, and this has been a big topic of interest for me. Last 4 years of my career, I've been working with many customers and trying to understand a lot of common things that we could really do. And then one common thing that I've really seen a big pattern happening on the last 2 years has been modernization of their B2B and MFT solutions. This trend has really picked up in the last 2 years, and we saw, we have done several implementations on B2B modernizations, and we have seen really significant, outputs of modernization of B2B and MFTs. We at this time thought we really need to take this to many more customers and kind of explain or start sharing the knowledge that we have gathered in our last many years of experience, and how customers have really leveraged some of the modern technologies and techniques in achieving their business goals. The two mantras for today's webinar is like business innovation and business agility. Having said that, I would like to set the context for today's meeting. Mainly, we would be looking in terms of there was very recent studies in terms of trying to talk to many of the IT managers and EDI teams and decision makers who are directly responsible for B2B integrations and MFTs. There were over 260 decision makers that were studied in identifying what are the common challenges and issues are, and how have they overcome such challenges. And always it is very critical for us to understand what our peers or what our competition is doing and what challenges they would face. And this study would really enlighten you in terms of some of the very key issues and challenges that are currently being faced in today's B2B environment. And one thing that it's really we have seen is 80% of the companies throughout a major study done was explaining that 80% of the companies are going to modernize their B2B and MFTs. And we are really going to talk about what are their business drivers, what are the technology drivers, and what are the challenges that these customers are really seeing to modernize B2B. And knowing the environment is one. Yes, there's a lot of the companies that I speak to can really identify themselves. Hey, I have this challenge, I have this challenge, I have this challenge. But yes, these challenges are good, but how do we really come back and provide a solution and not having to invest or put a lot of cost around it, at being able to be nimble and being business agile and business innovation. So that's what we are going to really look in today in terms of what are these key drivers and how we are going to address it. Not only how we are going to address it, we are going to really look into, different industry verticals, at least 5 industry vertical success stories in terms of how customers have really benefited from such implementations. So here is one snapshot that talks about, what are this, why are some of the customers really frustrated with their B2B environments? And there was a study done with 260 IT decision makers, and one of the major Forrester consulting company, have done this analysis. And 156% of the customers have said that they are relying on multiple integration tools, either through an acquisitions or either through, the maturity of the company when they start adding more products, or they had one translation engine and one communication engine. 56% of the customers said, they really have issues with this, and with multiple integration tools. And our capabilities in terms of this integration tools are limited, and they are on a very older technology. 35 respondents said we are completely on very older technology, and this older technology is limiting us to do a lot of things our customers are demanding, which is really stopping them to really trade with them. And a lot of these tools does not have any pre-integration or integration capabilities. And two other major factors, 25 respondents said that, this tools, integration tools does not have B2B and EDI. So a lot of customers that we talk to today are really interested in how do I build one solution that could handle the most common things like EDI, B2B, MFT, integrations, stuff, all of them into one tool that could help them lower their cost of maintaining the solution and being able to service their customers better. And most importantly, how do I make the services reusable and being able to give service-oriented architecture to their companies. So here are, with that study, we said 80% of the companies are planning, at least looking into modernization of their B2B and MFT solutions, and we documented what are some of their key business drivers and technology drivers that's really having IT decision makers and EDI teams really look into this modernization. What every customer we have asked or talked to has said was there is a higher level of service and support that is being requested by their customers or by their suppliers, and there is always an increasing complexity to handle a lot of deviations that they have seen, which is causing them to really migrate or build a new solution. And one thing is certain is the cost of the customer products are going down, the quality requirements from the end customers are going high, and there is poor economic conditions, and the cost of running business today has incredibly increased. So the IT decision makers are really looking at how do we leverage the latest and greatest technologies to lower the cost to be able to efficiently drive their business. And one thing for certain, again, is like, the visibility is playing a very, very critical role because of the acquisitions and because of multiple products that were put in place, one for communication. I've seen few companies like having 3-4 different communication tools and 2 translators, and another integration tool for integrating with internal applications. So the customers are really losing the end-to-end visibility capabilities. Where did my document fail? Where did I get my file or not? Where does my file stand today? Is being a big challenge in terms of being able to monitor the monitoring capabilities. And I've seen many customers even talking about key performance indicators. Hey, I got an 8, in a purchase order, and then I want to send in acknowledgement back within 2 minutes or 1 minute, and there is a service level agreements associated with them. So the monitoring capabilities are really driving a big factor. And some of the technology drivers, the top of the line is, their today's B2B solution has many different technologies in their footprint and what they have to really manage. And their infrastructure, it has to maintain so many servers, for communication, translation, MFT. There is not a single solution that could fit the needs. And auditing capabilities, at security threats being at the highest level, security needs to be handled very carefully, and there is a lot of SOX audits and HIPAA audits that these tools have to go through on who can see the files, how how are we setting that security levels to each transaction. So granular auditing of the files have become very critical. And the length of the trading partner onboarding, has been increasing, and the time to talk to the customer, get the information, do the testing, has been incredibly high, and that's more than the development effort. I have seen companies taking more time in trading partner onboarding. How do we set them up? How do we roll them out? And being able to use reusable B2B components. How can I build a component and that I could leverage to many companies, or my trading partners. And to summarize it all, the things that we have really seen that working are the technology challenges, for an on-premise solution is the server stability. So, for an on-premise, we have when we talk about B2B, there are two ways of doing the business. One is on-premise and one is through a WAN. On-premise is more like your servers that you keep it in your environment and how you manage your servers, and the WAN is more like how you collaborate with your WAN. And here are the top 5 issues that we have seen for an on-premise solution. The server stability, when your company is trading a large amount of volume of transactions, your servers are, some of the customer servers are going down, and time to onboarding trading partners, and the complexity of building maps. Maps are being the heart of the B2B, and being able to address this. The mapping, there are some tools that I have gone through, which are very legacy tools, which really takes like a month or even more than a month to build a map. How do we, cut short the time it takes to build these maps? And a lot of these tools requires very high skilled resources. So these are some of the technology challenges that you would see, with an on-premise solution. And from the WAN, there are 4 major, concerns that customers brought to us when they said, hey, here are my concerns of the WAN. My uptime of my current WAN provider is very less, and they are going down for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and that's not acceptable because we have an SLAs associated with them. And our data retention for some WAN providers is anywhere between 7 days to 30 days, and customers are expecting their transactions to be looked back at least more than a month, and how do we address that certain cases? And when they call the support, their response times, to handle any issues that they have seen in the WAN are very high, and and I've not spoken to a customer recently, who doesn't want to lower their WAN cost, because they had this contract for over 3 years or maybe 5 years, and last 3-4 years the WAN costs have come significantly low, and they are definitely trying to use every dollar wisely to be able to lower the cost of the WAN. So these are the primarily challenges that we have seen, and what is really making 80% of the customer really start innovating to be able to address their customer needs. And what we have today primarily is like one suite solution. So this is a product from IBM, called IBM Sterling B2B Integrator. This is one product that could really address all the things that we have seen. Like, this is a product which can do your B2B, which can do your integrations, which also has an MFT add-on that you could plug in to be able to do your managed file transfers. Not only you can do managed file transfers, you can manage the community very, very efficiently, because IBM Sterling Collaboration Network is the WAN for the IBM, and there is a very good integration between this product. So it's one suite solution that can address all your different silos of the business transactional requirements that you have. Not only it is a single suite, the reliability of the product, and the ability to handle very, very large transaction sets and very advanced routings, and security standards, and a very, very high capable mailboxing features, where you could almost create mailboxes of your organizations across the globe and have it always be available irrespective of any disaster. So this is a top class solution that can address all the business challenges, business trends, and technology challenges, pretty much every customer that we spoke to. And not only the product can do all of the business requirements and technology requirements, what Sterling B2B Integrator could also do is, addressing some of the development challenges, like, hey, I want to build a map faster. How can I build a map, within 4 days or 5 days? With Pragma Edge, we've been doing this for a while, but now, when we started doing the mappings, it never took us more than 4 to 5 days to develop a map. And right now, after a developer who has been done with 5 to 6 maps, he could start delivering maps in 8 to 16 hours. So that's significant improvement from the other technologies that we have seen of reduction of the time it takes to deliver maps, and handling very, very high complex mapping conditions is another thing which we have addressed it very, very well. We will talk a little on some of the things that we have solved on the mapping, on our client success stories as well. And Graphical Process Modeler is a tool that can help you build advanced, routing and integration logic, and all you could have to do is just use a drag and drop. It's almost closer to a Visio diagram for you to, drag and drop and build your workflows. And it is pre-integrated with a very, very sophisticated administrative dashboard where you can control who can see the files, what they can see, and all the administrative requirements of your solution. Not only it can address all your B2B MFTs and your integration needs. It is pre-built with a perimeter server. Perimeter server is a server which is really going to protect you from directly being accessed, your servers directly being accessed from the internet. And either you are using FTP, FTPS, SFTP, HTTP, HTTPS, AS1, AS2, AS3, irrespective of which technology, which protocol that you're going to use, it's going to secure the communication channels very, very efficiently, giving you a very, very secure environment. And it comes with a lot of pre-built adapters. Either you're integrating with an SAP, Oracle, or Salesforce, or all major ERP applications, or Salesforce applications. You could directly integrate them using Sterling B2B Integrator. And I've seen customers who also integrates data into databases, even the database integration, or even integration with MQ-based systems is definitely pre-built within the technology set. Now we spoke about how do we handle the on-premise nature of the business. As we've seen, the technology challenges that we have seen are twofolds. One is on your on-premise. another one is on your cloud. The technology that we talked about, is addressing all the business challenges and technology challenges on premise. It's one suite product which can address all your, pain points today in terms of mapping, trading partner onboarding, and security. And now we will look into, if you are 100% cloud, or you're just using any WAN solution provider, and we have seen what are some of the concerns from the WAN providers that our customers have seen. The Sterling Collaboration Network is precisely answering those pain points. Sterling Collaboration Network, which is the IBM WAN, process over 5.5 million transactions a day. And IBM has invested over $7 billion on this technology. And there are 5,000 engagements that were done in 100 plus more countries. And there are over 1,500 patents in terms of collaboration network. And there's so much of investment that IBM has put into make the Sterling Collaboration Network best in class. Not only this is the best in class tool, some of the key challenges that customers have, two major challenges I would say, is one thing is my WANs are not stable. IBM really took a great care in terms of providing the best WAN, and not only providing a best WAN providing company, the uptime of the collaboration network for 5.5 million transactions that we process we are at 99.98% uptime in terms of being able to have always the servers readily available. And an average transactions could really take less than 2 seconds to process. The turnaround times to process your transactions are incredibly fast, and then to be able to the service department, when customer calls us, with any request, the service class that you would see would be exceptionally superior than any other WAN provider out there. And Pragma Edge, we really are take pride in working with IBM, and we really have make sure that we really want to be with the leader and being able to deliver for class 1 solutions to our customers. And what we have really done is a lot of times over 100 plus implementations that have been involved, and 70 plus design and architecting solutions. I've seen very common things that we do at every customer place. And what we have done is we created reusable asserts, and we made it, we called it Pragma Edge Community Manager. So Pragma Edge Community Manager really helps us being able to onboard trading partners much faster. And when I say much faster, I'm going to talk about some circumstances where where one customer was requiring to migrate a huge number of trading partners in no time. So I'm going to talk about when we talk about faster trading partner onboarding, we are really talking about minutes to onboard trading partners. And we have created a very flexible solution that could really, you can give this tool to a partner or an EDI analyst who could really build very complex transactions in no time, and he can give control to your trading partner at a transaction level. So very powerful tool. I would request you to request for a demo. I know a lot of our Pragma Edge business teams have worked with you in coordinating you to get invited to this webinar, and this rep can help you out arrange a demo. We can really wow you with the demo. And I've done this demo to several clients, and I've not walked out of a demo where customer has appreciated what we have really done and how significantly it could change the way they are doing the business today. And one thing very critical about EDI is automated alerts. and we automated the alerts and being able to do end-to-end monitoring and reporting. And we also gave trading partners self-service and self-onboarding functionality could really help customers reduce their time in terms of being able to take time in servicing the customers. Here are some of the success stories that we have done. There was a very large pharmaceutical company where we provided end-to-end visibility to their complete eligibility process. We automated their SLAs and KPI process and proactive notifications and faster trading partner onboard. And the company was using at least 7 different technologies when Pragma had started the engagement, and we consolidated all of them in one solution. And there was a logistic. I think the screen is getting refreshed, so I'll just go slightly slow here. So there was another logistics company where we built very, very complex mapping tools. Mapping, which was 100 megabytes of schemas. Normally, in any other technology would really crash in terms of even loading that particular XML into the translator. So we really aced it with being able to handle 100 megabytes of XSDs, which is the XML schema, and we integrated to the backend applications. And the complete, knowing that, it's 100 megabytes of schema itself, and we have to integrate with a major ERP application tool, we implemented this in 7 weeks. Our time from the time we were awarded a project and the time we completed our UAT is 7 weeks. We are into the product. We deployed our code into production. That's how fast we were able to handle complex natures. And and the same thing, we were able to onboard trading partners within 84 trading partners within 2 days. And another insurance company with multi-lines, we were able to give multi-line shared service model where they can each department can only see one set of transactions. And a very large banking client where we were able to handle 44 gigabytes of data on a peak day and 22 gigabytes of data per day. So all we want to highlight in the success stories is, again, the cost of the implementation is we have deployed it in several SMB customers, and the tool power is, it can scale to very, very large enterprise. So that's all I wanted to bring to your attention today, and we can as the next steps, we would like to have conduct a workshop. If you would like us to come and assess your B2B and MFT solutions and provide recommendations, this can be done at no charge. And we'll send you a questionnaire, and you can respond back to a questionnaire, and you could complete the questionnaire, and we can come back with recommendations. This can be done at no cost. I really thank you, everyone, for really joining the call today. And I know this was a first of the webinars that we would be conducting in the very same series of B2B and EDI modernization. So the next topic we would be choosing on the same thing would be going a little deeper in terms of the product demos and how we can really address customer needs. And I really thank you, everyone, for joining this meeting today, and we look forward working with you, and you have a great rest of the week.